you my son, go and sit on the potty.
Alright, so we are doing a drive with me. We're driving about 35-40 minutes to Manio in the Outer Banks. I feel like a few people watching this will be familiar with the Outer Banks. It's a place that a lot of people go to with their families for vacations. I am blessed and lucky enough to have spent every summer of my entire existence down here in the Outer Banks with my family, and I do live down here in the summer, and I work down here. So this is my home. This is, when I think of home, I think of the Outer Banks probably faster than I do Connecticut, even though I grew up in Connecticut. Home's really just wherever my 2 feet are, and it's certainly not school. So it's probably the Outer Banks. I love this place, and I love going to the SPCA, so I figured I would do a little drive with me. That's a thing, right? Yes, it is. I've seen it. I watch them. So in this drive with me, I'm basically just gonna be blasting music. I don't know if it's legal to be videotaping and driving, but I've never gotten pulled over, so I guess the first time getting pulled over, 1, if it's on video, that'd be hilarious, and 2, if it's because I'm not even looking at my video camera and I'm just holding it, then that'd be kind of funny. Pretty interesting.
Nothing without you, but a little more money, a little more stress, and a whole lot of fun. Nothing without you. Somebody else to love me for myself. Feeling like you, and I owe it to you. Thanks for nothing.
Called New York Pizza Pub. This past summer, I went there with a few friends, and it was like, I fought with the bouncer because he wanted me to pay $5, and I was just like not about it.
Right now, I'm not here right now. Just leave me alone right now. Everybody play now. I've been going through it right now, and they ain't
shout out to Alex.
I wanna hear right now, right now, wanna hear right now, right now, wanna hear right now, right now, right now, right now. And I apologize if I hit you with the white girl voice. Pretty girl in the 612, I done hit her with the white girl voice. Everybody sound alike. They'd rather see a nigga starving in the streets than to give an honest man a honest chance so we can eat. I swear, I've been pretty girl in the 612, I done hit her with the white girl voice.
I have to like hold my camera as I accelerate. My fucking thing is still on. I was doing too much. I was doing the most.
Since you left, I've been holding on to a memory. But you said I changed and you're so damn sick of me. Hey, I still remember what you wore on the first night. Still remember how that black dress had your curves right. Still remember smoking just to calm my nerves. She said you need to let me go. Whoa. She said I'd die for you. You're like my drug, but I can't get high off you in my mind anymore. And I can't be myself without you.
I'm gonna tell you a short story. So I am in this semester a dance class, which is just an elective, and nobody in that dance class, actually that's a lie. There are a few people in that dance class that are actually like dancers, like they're in dance company or some sort of, you know, they have experience dancing. But for the most part, we're all just like a bunch of kids like looking for an elective. And there's one kid in my class named Blessed. And there are 2 kids in my class, in that class specifically, that make music. So there's Blessed and there's Jaleel, and I'm gonna link them down below. But I recently I listened to Blessed's new song called Pressure, and I'm literally obsessed with it. So I'm gonna play it, and I hope you guys like it. I'm sure you will. It's literally phenomenal. This kid has so much talent. Honestly, I wouldn't do this if I didn't think that he's a fantastic and phenomenal artist. Both him and Jaleel are so talented, and I am so thrilled and excited to see how far they go with their music careers because they have a crap ton of talent. I fucks with this so much.
sometimes you drive me insane. Heartbreaks from your past, they still haunt you. Plans didn't fall through, and you fear that I'll be the same. But I don't need this pressure. I don't need this pressure. All in my mind, do the same. But I don't need this pressure. I don't need this pressure. All in my mind, you say you will get better.
I just left the SPCA. I'm leaving it right now.
You make me wanna be a star. You make me wanna act.
It was a lot of fun.
I love you for who you are. You make me wanna be a star.
I'm just trying to back out of this, please. Yeah, I absolutely love going to the SPCA. I've gone to the SPCA in Baltimore as well. I signed up to, or I filled out an application to volunteer. It's amazing how different they are, like every SPCA is from each other. I don't know, like the one down here is very like relaxed, very relaxed. They don't have a whole lot of rules. They just also have a lot more pets than the other SPCAs I've been to. But I am thankful to have, you know, been involved with the SPCA for as long as I have. You know, I've been visiting the SPCA every summer for probably 3 summers now, and like the last 2 summers is when it became something that I was doing quite often, like something where I'm there enough where it's surprising that I don't work there. I'm so totally for adopting, not shopping. These dogs are not, you know, helpless animals. They can be taught. It just takes the right person and the right family, and that's really all it comes down to, quite honestly. I think I could take a right on red and I didn't, oops. But yeah, so the first thing I did when I got there was I signed in as a dog walker. I walked this dog today named Squiggles. Awful name for a dog, by the way, but I call him Squig. And he was great, but like halfway through the walk he started biting his leash, and he wasn't doing it in a violent way, I could tell, but he was trying to bite wherever I was grabbing it. And you know, I assumed that that meant that he didn't like it pulling on his neck, or he didn't like the association of a leash. And I quite honestly, I think it's because he knows that he's gonna have to go back and he doesn't want to. So I started to pet him and try to calm him down a little bit because he was so energetic, and you know, instantly he just fell into my lap and like, I'm gonna cry. I cannot advocate enough for these animals, for the animals that they are, for the families that they will, you know, become a part of. They're great dogs. I mean, they're great animals. They're great cats. You know, there are cats there too. And I'm currently like in the process, I guess it's probably not correct to say process, because I want to get an emotional support animal. Just for I mean, obviously for myself, not to emotionally support other people, but I want one for myself because I feel like I'm ready for that responsibility in my life, and if all I had to do was focus on school and an animal, that like I would literally be set. My parents are not too keen on that idea. Maybe it's something I can look into for next school year. They have talked to me a lot about the expenses of having an animal as one of the most important things that I'm not ready for, and they're not wrong. Like I don't financially support myself right now, and there are definitely things that are in the way of that. I can't financially support an animal right now. I do know that my parents would, but they don't want it to be like not their animal and then their responsibility, because it doesn't teach me what it needs to about having an animal. So I am thankful for that. In the long run, I do know that it'll work out for its best. And you know, a few of you might be questioning like, oh, how do you go to the SPCA so often and then not adopt an animal, or you know, so-and-so, or bring one home? And you know, I've been very good at refraining from doing that. Like there has been a few times where I don't even want to tell my parents, I just want to show up at home with an animal. But it's not fair to them, it's not fair to the dogs that I have at home. And quite frankly, like, it's hard enough going to the SPCA and thinking you're emotionally attached to some animal and then having to leave them. It's another thing to bring them home with you and kind of give them that, oh, like, I'm gonna be your parent for a while, and then you have to let go of them. Like, that's extremely hard, but I mean, it's something I've done before. You know, I've raised a service animal, but you know, you learn that it's for their well-being. It's not about you at that point. It's for them. It's so that they can find a family that they're supposed to become a part of, you know, and they can find the right owners, and you know, you're part of their story. Leaving the SPCA always leaves me kind of like thankful, but upset, certainly. You know, I wish that I had what it took to, you know, take all these animals in, and especially the ones that have been there for quite a while. And I don't know, I think that me being adopted myself kind of has some effect on that too. Not that, you know, I can relate to these dogs because they're stuck at the SPCA and that's similar to foster care. Not really in that sense, but I mean, I can't imagine what it's like to not really know where you belong, you know, to have issues and to test people out and misbehave and act a certain way because you don't know if that person's gonna love you forever, you know. Like I saw Squiggles and I were starting to get very close towards the end of our time together, and that's when I didn't even think twice about it. I just put his leash on him and walked him back to his thing and didn't say goodbye. I mean, didn't even look at him really, just, you know, unleashed him, closed the door and walked away. And like, that was the last I saw of him because I can't promise him any more than just the love that I can offer in the time I'm there. And that does make a difference. People don't understand that. Just spending a few minutes with each dog really does make a difference. As long as that dog knows how to socialize and knows that not everyone is going to hurt them or yell at them or be angry at them, but they're actually like, the whole point is you have to sit there and you have to try to understand them. The effort is worth something, and I'm confident that dogs can tell.